Okay, my topic here for EntrepBuff is about education and learning. I should start out with my own educational background, educational experience. Because one of the points I'll make starts from there. I went to a school, okay, one of the top schools, they say, a Chinese school. And well, later on, I found out that it's not very good at teaching Chinese. Okay? And the thing is that fits very much with it's very significant to my background, because our family is not traditional. We don't speak Chinese at home. We don't actually practice Chinese culture or identify ourselves strongly with being Chinese. But my dad had the foresight, yeah, that was a long time ago. My dad had the foresight to enroll me in Chinese school, to learn Chinese, to reclaim the Chinese heritage which we had so many generations ago. And then
your dad, so that side.
Yeah.
All right.
And then, well, I learned eventually that in Chinese school, even the Chinese were not that Chinese. Okay, there's the illusion of being Chinese but not really speaking or practicing or knowing, whereas I had nothing and had to study Chinese. And I also learned early on that the educational system, at least for Chinese language, really didn't work, was really lacking and failing at that time. Nowadays they say it's a bit better, but I don't know. They say it's a bit better because they're trying to improve how it's being taught. But at my time, well, I graduated from there, and I'm one of the few who break the stereotype, who can actually read and write and speak Chinese. So, and we can say, well, I'd like to say that I learned in spite of my education, because I saw how the educational system was failing, was limited. And so I had to pick up for myself and learn and study Chinese. At first I thought maybe because we're not so Chinese in background, but I thought, it's the system that wasn't working. So if we rely on the system, then we'll just finish and complain like everyone else now. My education failed me. I didn't learn anything. But I didn't early on. So I studied Chinese. I studied Chinese language, and I actually learned. There was, it wasn't a total loss. There was material there to be learned. But if I didn't make that conscious effort, I have to study this for whatever reason, for whatever goal in the future, then it wouldn't have happened. I'd end up like a lot of other people and just complain that education failed me. So that's one of my first points, that this is true not just for that school or high school or college. It's true. That's why there's EntrepBuff, right? That education will be limited. Education, formalized institutions of learning, college, universities, high school, will only be able to teach you so much. Okay? And my point will be, do not let yourself be limited by education. If this is what you want to learn, if this is what you feel you need, then you go out and you pursue it. Okay? Otherwise, you'll just be a stereotype saying, ay hindi, bulok kasi yung school eh. Okay? And you'll be the loser. You'll be the bigger loser there. Okay? I'm a medical doctor. I graduated, med school.
You're intermed.
Yeah, put that there if you want to. So, medical doctor, I went to UP, PGH, and, well, that's another place where you see the limitations. There were a lot of fields open. I was a doctor, so okay naman in class. I was doing well. I was doing better in the hospital, in the clinics. And then eventually you had to choose which field you want to specialize in. And wala eh. Okay? If anything, maybe it was from my high school experience. I was very keen on the limitations of modern medicine, or what I now call Western medicine, how medicine is practiced here in the Philippines. And I saw na I could get in, and I did enroll and apply, and I got accepted in some fields. And then I decided, hindi rin eh, this is not going to do it for me. The thing is, the conventional options in the hospital, surgery, dermatology, internal medicine, they weren't going to do it for me. So I decided to choose a very unconventional and very unorthodox, half of the world will say it's not unorthodox at all. Now, I went into Chinese medicine, medical acupuncture. So half the world, okay? So on one hand, billions of people. On one hand, you have the conventional medical system saying, that's alternative medicine. That's, the road less taken, not taken, okay? That's not really medicine. On the other hand, the rest of the world will say, you know what, this is kosher, this is acceptable, okay? But of course, I had to study. And so what was available at the time didn't include studying Chinese medicine. So I had to follow that up. I had to follow through. I had to go the road less traveled, study Chinese medicine. Which, if you think about it, there will be other people in the world who have studied it. There are other institutions who will offer it, and there it's just conventional and orthodox. Which brings me to my next point. Na in learning something new, okay, it's all relative. It may be new from where you are at now, new among the society, the circles that you circulate in. But, globalization, there is a big world out there, and to some people, that's not new at all. So if you have to learn from other people, not just people that are all the same. Okay? In fact, people that have all the same ideas and all the same experiences, you're probably, it's going to be fun, it's going to be easy, you're all going to agree, but you're probably not going to learn, you're probably not going to grow. In order to learn, you do have to get out of that comfort zone, that box, and go to unexplored territory. Whether it's mental or actually physically going there, you'll have to do that. So the limitations of education and shared experiences, you have to go outside of that in order to really learn. So, that's what I did. I took a course, I studied Chinese medicine. I went to China, I went to the US also. Because, in the US, they were so eager to learn Chinese medicine. Here, we're like, no, that's not real medicine. Of course, and this is from the Chinese here. Say, no, that's not real medicine. But, so I did. I went out and I ventured and I learned, I met a lot of different people. I learned a lot of new things. And then I brought it back, and so I'm a specialist in medical acupuncture, Chinese medicine. So that, I can say that added to my success. Okay, I'm one of the top, because one of the few. One of the top, one of the few. Okay.